Amazon is set to report earnings here. We will bring you them live. You'll see the reaction. Let's flip to First Solar's chart here as well. Let's go. We got some earnings coming out. Amazon revenue estimate is 177.81 billion, EPS $1.57. Big pump there on Amazon, ripping to the upside so far. Amazon is flying in the after hours. Big pump on Amazon. Amazon third quarter EPS $1.95. Big beat on the EPS, guys, for Amazon. A stunning beat on the EPS. Huge beat. $1.95 EPS. Big beat for Amazon on the EPS. Stock is absolutely ripping. 182 billion in revenue. Massive beat on the rev. Massive beat on the EPS side, guys. Crazy. Look at that. Ripper. Amazon is ripping. Holy moly. Amazon closed at what? 227. It's ripping. Bezos is celebrating. Party on, dude. Party on. But definitely stellar quarter for Amazon, guys. Great price action. Let's look at MPWR here. MPWR is catching a nice bid. Team Atlassian, guys, ticker TEAM, also catching a bit of a bid here. Let's look at MSTR. MSTR up a little bit, but not much. Come on, First Solar. Are you really? I picked the dead stock? Damn. Looks like my contracts are going to be worth a whole bunch of nothing. First Solar Q3 EPS $4.24. So what is that? Is that a beat? 424. What was the EPS? It comes in line. Okay. Revenue, 3Q net revenue 455.9 million. Okay. First Solar sees Q3 sales of 1.59 billion. It's not horrific. They beat on the revenue in line with EPS on First Solar, so it's not horrific, but I guess Amazon's the standout stock. Yeah, Amazon going crazy for sure. Let's see what else. So we got Team Atlassian moving. Let me see what other things we have after earnings that are worth mentioning. See what Riot is doing. RIOT. That stock is just kind of flat. We also have Western Digital, WDC, guys, set to report. Stock is so far under a little bit of pressure. Just a tiny bit of pressure. We'll see what that comes out in a minute here. Comes out in a minute. But wow, look at Amazon ripping. Let's look at Gilead here. That's also set to come out here. GILD. Gilead's basically doing nothing. What about RKT? That's set to come out as well. RKT trying to catch a little bit of liquidity off of the lows. Amazon double digits. DXCM, Dexcom. See what that name is doing. Western Digital on the move, guys. Dexcom's kind of just flat here. What else we got? Twilio. Let's take a peek at Twilio. Twilio ripping to the upside, guys. But what a nice monster candle for Amazon. Congrats if you went long, Amazon. Congrats. Stryker, ticker SYK, also reporting earnings. Stryker right now just kind of mixed across the board. And then Apple's obviously set to report as well, but it's definitely a little bit later. 4:30. Apple's pretty consistent, guys. Let's look at Roku real quick. A lot more earnings are coming out. Roku under some pressure in the after hours. Crazy price action across the board. But so far, it's looking like Amazon's coming in and saving the day. Can they make it a double beat in both Amazon and Apple? If they do, markets will absolutely rip tomorrow. We should rip tomorrow if Apple comes in. 4:30 p.m., guys. I'm not going to stay on for Apple, but that's a little bit later. But definitely some interesting price action. We will see what Apple wants to do after hours. It's getting a little bit of a pop. Again, I think Apple's going to gap up. We will certainly find out. We will find out. All right, what else can we look at? What is shaking and moving here? 4:06 p.m. Let's look at ticker Z, Zillow. That's under some pressure in the after hours. How's RKT doing again? Yeah, a nice little spike up on RKT, trying to make a move here. RKT is spiking. Coinbase wicking around here. So RKT actually did a nice double beat, guys, on both the top and bottom line. 100% beat on EPS, 1.34 billion in revenue. So RKT could rip, guys. Nice, solid report there for RKT. Nothing really concerning or surprising. Nothing crazy. Oh yeah, let's look at Reddit. That should be out, RDDT. Wow, big drop down on Reddit and then a spike up. Reddit earnings coming in at 499.6 million revenue. Big beat on the revenue and a massive beat on the EPS, guys. 136.84% beat. That is a blockbuster report for Reddit, guys. Stunning, stunning earnings for Reddit. Wow. Big move for Reddit. That's a solid report, guys. I would look at trading that one tomorrow just based off of that huge double beat for RDDT. Let's look at Twilio here. Twilio also did a nice double beat. Huge beat on the EPS for Twilio, guys. That is the theme. Twilio is 60% beat on EPS. Revenue coming at 1.3 billion, which is a 3.8% beat. Wow. Some crazy reports, guys. There's actually some solid earnings after hours here, some massive beats. Cloudflare ticker NET is set to come out as well. That's still set to report. Looking deeper into Roku, if we look at Roku's chart, Roku also printed a double beat, but the revenue came in a little bit lighter than what the market, I mean, it's still a beat, but kind of just in line with the revenue. It wasn't really a beat. The EPS was pretty solid on Roku. It's 100% beat, but that revenue is a little bit flat. So that's kind of why it's selling off here. Let's see what else we got going. Again, Apple's still set to report 4:30. They're usually pretty good with their timing. We looked at Team Atlassian. Team Atlassian earnings are also a double beat. Revenue is not that impressive, but it's still a beat for ticker TEAM. Stock is gapping up. EPS on Team was a huge beat, guys. We're talking 113% beat on EPS for ticker TEAM. That is a monster EPS beat. Stock you can clearly see is breaking out of a bullish inverted head and shoulders, looking primed and ready for a run. So ticker TEM, nice report there on the EPS side. Really solid. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for the session. Again, stay tuned for Apple. That is still the biggest market cap reporting. We're talking about a $4 trillion report set to come up. If we look at what the S&P 500 is doing in the after hours, you can see it has had a nice fat candle. Basically, they closed the S&P down at the lows, 679.83, and we're already trading at 681.75. Again, if Apple comes in solid, tomorrow is a face-ripping rally in the major indices. So just keep that in mind, guys. Apple expectations are what? Apple expectations revenue estimate 101.83 billion, EPS $1.75. All right, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Great trading session today in the live trading room. Massive wins in the market, 3 for 3. So good job if you were able to profit with us. We will do this all again tomorrow. Hopefully my Apple Lotto pays, or else I'll be 0 for 2 on the earnings Lotto front. First Solar, not really doing what I wanted it to do. Those contracts are going to be absolutely worthless on me, unless it makes some sort of a V-shaped recovery on pure market strength, which it could, but I'm not holding my breath. Hence, it's why a Lotto. So sorry about that little Lotto trade, but we will be back in action tomorrow for a FAFO Friday. Cheers, everybody. Take care. Great profits day.